What's up, YouTube? I'm going to show you a bunch of different ways to force a card. Now, forcing a card is giving the spectators a choice, but they really didn't have a choice. They think they had a free choice, but really you forced a card on them. And it's really cool to know ahead of time what card they're going to pick, because you can take a duplicate card, stick in your wallet or back pocket or something. You can fold the card up real tight and put it in your mouth, getting ready to like cough it up or something. A lot of things you can do when you know ahead of time what card they pick. You can even do some like mental thing. Pretty cool. Alright, the first one is the one that's by chance. This one doesn't always work. This is the only one out of all of them that doesn't always work. So you want to know your spectator. If they're kind of shy or kind of like, okay, whatever, it'll work. If they're really nitpicky or trying to screw you up, or kind of like a creative person, this won't work. What you do is whatever card you want to pick, let's say the 9 of diamonds, have it on top. That's the card you want to pick. You take some of the bottom, you put it on top, getting a pinky break. Okay? You then fan out the cards, and then once you get to the pinky break, you just make it just a little bit more compelling. Okay? Just like that. What card do you think they're going to want to pick? Okay? Right there. Okay? You don't want to do this because they're going to not pick that card. That's just too obvious. Just out just a little bit. Just enough. Okay? So that's just one thing. Okay? You always want to have a backup trick in case they don't pick that card. Okay? Now for some other ones. Let's do the 8 of clubs this time. Have it on top. What you're going to want to do is you're going to say, alright, tell me when to stop. Say they say stop. Okay? Go like this. And you show them. Okay? Or, cool thing to do is, alright, tell me when to stop now. Go ahead and take your card. Once I get club. What that is they say stop. Now watch these fingers back here, okay, push down. And what I'm actually doing, as you can see, is stealing the top card off. Okay? And then you can go here, take your card. And it looks really, really good. At speed, say tell me to stop, stop. Okay, take your card. Looks really, really good. It won't suspect a thing. Another way you can force a card is have, again, the card on top. Take some of the bottom, come up, and then keep a break there, but take some of the top. Okay? Now what you're going to do is you say, tell me when to stop, and you keep taking cards off the top pile. When they say stop, you take all the cards, like here, okay, and it's still their card that you want to pick. Okay? So there's many different ways. Here's a real interesting way that you can do it, is have someone have the top card on top, or have the card you want to pick on top. Tell someone to take off a portion, turn it around, and put it back on top. Tell another person or the same person take a bigger portion, turn it over and put it on top. And then you say, look, I didn't know how many cards you're going to take and flip over twice. Whatever card's the first face down card will be your card. And then the first face down card will always be the card that was on top originally. But sometimes the human mind doesn't pick up on that. Another thing that's kind of the same thing is, again, have it on top. Have someone cut the deck and put it down. Now, when they put it down, I'm going to use my leg here. When they put it down, you're going to take this deck, turn it the opposite way, and put it down on top. So it's like a cross. And here's what you want to do. You want to backtrack. You want to go, okay, now, you can tell a little bit of like what we're going to do, okay, why I wanted you to pick a card, and backtrack to say, okay, you cut the cards and everything, I didn't do anything fancy. Let's see, take the card that you cut to. Remove and tell them to take off that card. Really, they didn't cut the cards completely. This is the top card all along, but the backtracking kind of makes them forget. I mean, it's just Alright, another thing you can do is have them pick a card, okay, put it on top, you get a pinky break under that card, okay, you go like this, okay, bury it, but you got a pinky break under that card. Then you go, okay, tell me when to stop. Whenever they say stop, you pick up from the pinky break regardless. And it doesn't look, say tell me when to stop. Right here? Okay, take a look at it. So there's many, many different ways to force a card. That was a bunch of them. Another cool way to force a card is make sure the card that you want to pick is the 10th one down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 8 of hearts is the 10th one down. Okay? We're set. Tell someone to pick a number 10 through 20. Say they pick 13. Alright, so you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, 13. Pick up the cards and say, okay, 13 is a 1 and a 3. Add them together, what does that make? 4. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 of hearts. And it always works that way. So, those are all kinds of different ways to force a card. Make the person think that they got a fair choice when really they don't. And the classic force, when you just spread them out and tell them to pick a card, that's probably the best one if you can get a person that's like that. You'll be surprised how many people will just take whatever card's more appealing to them. If you get a guy that's just, then always have a backup trick in mind. But if you have a backup trick in mind, give it a shot. And if it works, it's great. So, use some of them, get creative, have a duplicate card if you have 2 decks of the same color. Get a duplicate and everything and all that stuff. It does wonders. And even if you don't want the card in there, you can control it to the top. I did a video of how to control a card to the top. And you can actually give them the deck. They take the deck, really, I have the card, and I can just put it in my pocket. That way I ditch the card, their card's no longer in there. Do whatever you want, and then you can pull a card out of your wallet or your mouth or something. That way they don't see a duplicate card if you want, if you're that worried. Yeah, but get creative with it. And what's a really cool trick that I do is voodoo ash. Okay, that's what I call it. And you take soap and you get a sharp, whether you're cutting it or whatever, you get a sharp point and you write the card like 5 of hearts. I would write 5 and then an H in soap on your hand. Let that dry, and then you force that card on them, 5 of hearts. Okay, you have them shuffle back in the deck. It doesn't matter because you know what it is. And then what you can do is you can have someone write their card on a piece of paper, fold it up, and then you can burn it. Take the ashes, put it up, sprinkle it on your hand, and then go like this, real hard. Don't worry about messing it up, and it'll have 5H on there. It floors people. So you can get really creative. All right. That's it. That's some ways to force a card. Peace out.